The objective of this video is to show how to calculate probabilities using combinatorial mathematics. The problem description is, in order to conduct an experiment, 4 people are selected from a pool of 20 individuals. The pool is comprised of 12 men, 8 women. Order is not important and replacement of objects is not allowed. Question A, how many ways can the committee be formed? We need to know two things, and they come right from the problem description. We need to know what the total number of people designated as N is, and that's 20 right here, and X, the size of the committee, that's 4, also defined. We use the combin function in Excel, and if we want to answer question A, we hit equals, start to type in combin, you'll see it pop up, and you highlight this cell first, which is N, and then the cell that defines X, and the answer is 4,845. That's the number of ways you can form a committee of 4 people from a pool of 20 people. Part B, calculate the probability that the committee consists of 2 men and 2 women. The way I solve that is I set up a table, and you see here I have men, women, and total. Here in this column, I have N and X in this column. So we know that we want 2 men and 2 women, and just to complete the table, and I like to use auto sum here, and of course that equals 4. So now I want to calculate the number of different combinations of 2 men from a pool of 12 men and the different combinations of 2 women from a pool of 8 women. So I'm going to hit equal combin. I'm going to highlight N, then X, and that number is 66. So there's 66 different ways or combinations of 2 men from a pool of 12 men. If I drag and drop, what you see here is we have 28 different ways or combinations of 2 women, or that 2 women can be formed from a pool of 8 women. So that number is just 28. Okay? Now in order to find the total number of ways you can have a 2-man, 2-women committee, you multiply the 66 times the 28. So there's 1,848 different ways you can form a 2-man or 2-men, 2-women committee. Okay, and over here I've just shown the designation that we've talked about in class, where you have N over X and N over X. So 12 men and there's 2 men on the committee. This is the pool size, pool of 8 women. We want 2 women on the committee, and as shown here, that number is 1,848. There's 1,848 ways to have a 2-man, 2-woman committee. So now last, to calculate the probability of randomly selecting and forming a committee of 2 men and 2 women from a pool of 12 men and 8 women, you simply divide 1,848 by 4,845, and the answer is 0.3814. So that is the probability and the answer to part B. That concludes this video.